what I'm going to do is attach, this is my switch, and one end of the switch I'm going to attach on one of these parts of the capacitor just by going straight through there, and I'm going to wrap it up really tight to make sure it's on. And on the other end I will take the end from this, one of these ends, and I'll wrap it on the other one and the capacitor, and then the other wire of this will be attached to the other end of the switch. Okay, so now I have attached the wire, or the magnetic wire, to the capacitor, to the negative end of the capacitor. I'll show you. And I don't want to lift this up. Well, I guess I can. And then I attached, so to the negative end of the capacitor, and then to the other end of the capacitor I attached the switch right here, and now the other end of the switch I'm attaching to the other wire, so it's going to make the circuit circle like this. And then I'm going to insert the battery and charge it, and let's hope this works. Okay, so I have everything set up on here. I have my switch right here, and then I have the wires all set up like I showed you before with the pen here, and I have the BB in there, so I'm about to shoot. Okay, this is the second trial. First one went 313 centimeters, so it's all charged up. So okay, this is the third trial. I'm going to turn the switch off, put the BB in. Okay, charge it up. Hear the noise. Alright, and shoot. Okay, so I have successfully made my coil gun to shoot the BB, as I've shown you throughout the video. A little couple things that I wanted to go over was my results, and the first shot was 313 centimeters, the second shot was 243 centimeters, and the third was only 60. I think a lot of that had to do with the placement of the BB in the barrel, and just hitting the right spot and getting it in the right spot. There's a lot of things that didn't work for me in this project. I probably put in at least 40 hours doing the same thing over and over and over again until it just finally something happened and it worked. What actually had happened is, if you see in my beginning of my video, I had a green wire, and that was the 20, I want to say, yeah, it was 24 gauge, and then oh no, actually I'm sorry, that was the 22 gauge. The gauge that I ended up using was the 30, which was a red coil, which I is in my final coil gun, instead of the 22 gauge that was the green coil. And that, I don't know if that had to do anything with it. I didn't get myself videotaped coiling it, but I did it the exact same way, and I just had two stoppers at the end and coiled it in the middle. But then what I did do this time instead is I wrapped it with electrical tape, just to see if maybe somehow, I did it to keep it down better, but I don't know if maybe that helped as well. So that could have been it. So things that didn't work, that I know did not work, were obviously a conductive, something conductive used for the to wrap around the coil around. At first, our group wanted to try and use 4 different things, so I was assigned a metal pipe, and I tried it and it did not work, so I switched over to a straw. But what wasn't really working about that was when I was wrapping the coil, I knew it needed to be tight, and when I was wrapping it tight, it was bending the straw. So then I moved to a pen, and a pen worked really well. Other things that didn't work. I also, when I was having trouble with it, I tried attaching the one end of the switch and one end of the wire to our coil. I tried attaching those to different parts on the circuit board, and none of them worked as well. It always worked out the best when I attached it to the capacitor. I know someone else in my group actually attached it to where the light bulb used to be, but it just worked the best for me when I attached it to the capacitor. But yeah, I think that's about it. If I had to do anything differently, I think I would never have tried it with the conductive metal, because that wasted a lot of my time when I knew it wouldn't work. I did learn from it, which was good, but I knew it wasn't going to work, and I just wish I would have gone straight to the pen cap, or the pen holder, because it worked the best. Another thing I would have done differently, or I wish I would have known in the beginning, was it's best if you tape it all down, because, well, at least that worked best for me, because everything wasn't moving and all of that. So as you could see in my video, I had it taped down, and that just worked the best. It was the easiest. But all in all, yes, I finished it, and my BB shot, the best shot I got was the 313 centimeters, and I did everything the same every time, so it's just the placement of the BB in the barrel and where it is compared to the magnetic coil. But yes, project is done.